Hello everybody, welcome to The Way Out is Through episode 25, part of my daily video series of thoughts, ideas, and reflections that keep me going each day. Today was a scary day. We started the day by keeping the kids home from school because there was a statewide school shutdown because there was a woman from Florida who was making what the FBI says were credible threats to the schools around Columbine in particular, and other ones. They didn't say it was a particular school, but Columbine was the one that was worried. And they were worried because this woman had idolized the shooters from Columbine High School. She had idolized Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris. And she was covered in, according to pictures off of her Facebook, she was covered in tattoos that showed these guys and pictured guns and stuff like that. And it was a really scary thing. All this, right when I was picking up my 7-year-old yesterday, as I was getting her from school, the school was locked down, or getting locked down, and they wanted everybody to come inside if you didn't have a parent. And so it was a pretty frightening time. And then today, the whole city was on edge because obviously something big's going on, because they don't shut down the whole school system for just a simple threat. That was something big. So it really worried a lot of us. And it brings to light the subculture that can come up. One of the biggest problems, in my opinion, with social media is it causes a subculture of hate, where it used to be if you were a bully, you might have 4 or 5 friends that would cheer you on, but you'd have a bunch of people that would say that you're a bully and you should knock it off. Now, on the internet, if you're a bully, or if you want to be a troll, or if you want to just embrace the most disgusting things like loving the Columbine shooters, then it's not only applauded by a couple people, but there's a whole subculture that cheers it on. There's whole threads on Reddit, whole threads on Tumblr, whole threads on these sites that just completely push it into some weird space that is really hard to wrap your head around if you're not into it. And I think that kind of negative reinforcement is so toxic because, like I've said before, when you're in that dark space, that negativity can become your normal and can become your version of positivity. So when that is blown up to be such a huge extent where you have this whole, because I guess from what I understand, she had a pretty big presence in online chat rooms. She was always frequenting chat rooms, and she was asking questions and tips on how to get a gun, and she was I know for a fact there are whole subthreads about loving mass killers. There was a whole thing about people who were idolizing the mosque shooter that just happened, it's just disgusting. These are some of the most terrible people in the world, and you're idolizing people that actually went through with these things. And it's strange because I'm advocating looking with acceptance people who you feel don't deserve it. And that's very true. But when someone has committed the actual act and they're sitting in prison, you have to at least acknowledge and accept that this is terrible and that's evil. They turn these people into heroes for them, and it's such a toxic subculture. I just want to say that to all the students and parents, I'm personally trying to do all I can to try to fight against this plague of school shootings, and which in my opinion isn't really a plague of school shootings so much as it's a epidemic of depression, and an epidemic of pain, and an epidemic of feeling invisible and feeling like no one's listening to you. So I am doing another in-class for Westminster High within the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be going into a psychology class and sitting in doing an assignment in the classroom with the students and basically hanging out with them for a couple hours. And I'm going to be trying to do this for the rest of my life because we need to put a face on this depression and this pain, because we need to stop future attackers like the woman who went out and tried to do this stuff today. And you'll never hear me talk about the names of these killers nowadays. The ones in the history, yeah, I'll talk about them to reference the historical acts, but I'm not going to give any new killers any notoriety because that's what they want. So you're not going to hear me mention them by name. But I just want to say that this stress can be really terrible, but for the parents, just need to embrace your kids and try to talk to them, try to listen to them, Listen to them. That's the biggest thing. Listen to them. So, this girl was 18 years old. Someone should have listened to her. Maybe she wouldn't went down that path. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you for your support. Any suggestions you have, please leave them in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notifications button, and I will have more for you tomorrow. Thank you. Remember, you are not alone.